All right, welcome in everybody. I just wanted to do a quick film review of my top two running backs going into this next college football season. We got Ahmad Hardy out of Missouri and Kewan Lacy out of Ole Miss. Hardy is 5'10", 210 pounds. Last year had 1,600 yards, 16 touchdowns, on almost 6.5 yards a carry, with 6 receptions, 22 receiving yards. Lacy's 5'11", 205, had about 1,500 rushing yards last year, 24 touchdowns, which was second in the country, on a little over 5 yards a carry, and also had 29 receptions for 177 yards. The reason why I wanted to do this film session with these two players together is I just have a really hard time picking which one I like more. I like them both a lot, so I figured I'd just throw them together. Just get a little compare and contrast. Not necessarily a who's better kind of video, but just taking a look at both of them, seeing what kind of flavor each of them brings to the position. So the first aspect of the game I want to take a look at is where I really think Hardy shines the most, which is the patience and vision. I think they're both good in this category. They're both really well-rounded backs, but I think this is where Hardy really stands out. See, what I think Hardy is really elite at is that ability to press the line of scrimmage and leave his options open to be able to get to a different gap. You'll see that here. Presses and make sure the defense is committed, bounces back out for a good gain. This is probably like the perfect rep for what I'm talking about with his game. Here's just like a split inside zone. Presses line of scrimmage. He gets this defensive tackle to commit to this gap. And as soon as he does, he's able to stop on the dime, bounce back outside for a nice gain. Another example of the exact same thing. I think this kind of vision and patience is a big reason why he had a 92.5 PFF rushing grade last year. That was fourth best in the country. I think him being able to play like this gives him a very efficient running style. Again, he presses the line of scrimmage. Defenders all over pursue to that gap. He's outside. Notice how much ground he covers with that first cut. From here, super explosive getting back outside. He's got really good long speed, especially considering how big and strong he is. He can move too. Same thing, another back cut. He's just really good at feeling that over pursuit from the defense. Everyone's flowing, stops on a dime. He's got flexibility to change direction. He's a really supreme athlete to go along with the vision. I think I got one more example here. Yep, exact same thing. Just outside zone to the right, split zone, sets the defense up. Everyone's hips returned towards the sideline. He's right back the other way. He had 25 15-plus yard runs last season, which was first in the country. So he's consistently generating explosive plays, and his ability to play with patience and wait for his opportunities is a big reason why. Now, I don't want to make it seem like Lacy has bad vision or can't play with patience, because vision is quite good and he can play with patience. The only difference is I don't think he is as elite or as consistent in this category as Hardy is, and you'll see what I mean. I think you get a lot more of this with Lacy than you do with Hardy. This isn't a terrible rep, but he's a little less patient. He kind of just wants to get downhill. The next play is a bit of a better example. He said he's not really leaving his options open. He's kind of just committing to the gap. If he, rather than playing with like a little more balance like Hardy does, he just gets ahead of steam. Three's head switches gaps, but at this point he's already committed to this gap. He didn't really leave. He didn't really keep his balance. And we'll just get a side-by-side comparison here. Let's either end up in a similar position here. Both basic inside zone play. This defensive tackle is getting his head into the gap where Hardy's pressing. This linebacker is getting his head into the gap where Lacy's pressing. Rewind just a second, we'll see the difference in how they play it. Hardy down here at the bottom. He's going to press. Again, we saw us play earlier. D-tackle commits. Look at his position, right? He's keeping his options open. He's keeping his balance about him, staying square. So when he sees his D-line commit, he's able to stop on the dime. Jump cut straight to the outside. With Lacy, he doesn't always have that level of patience. So what he does, when he gets to the same position where Hardy was, where he was able to change direction, Lacy's like leaned forward, head down, ready to just get downhill. So he's already committed before he's even tried to see what this defender was going to do, and stop for no gain. Just another look at the difference. And like I said, Lacy's vision and patience isn't terrible. I wanted to make that clear, so I included an example of him being able to play that way. Right, similar situation. Inside zone. I don't know what the offensive line is doing here. They're getting railed, but he's able to stop, cut, make another cut to get into the gap. So it's not that he can't play with patience and vision. He just, I think, I would give the edge to Hardy when it comes to patience and vision. Lacy's no slack there, but I think Hardy's a bit better. Now, where I think Lacy shines the most is raw speed, agility, quickness. Again, two well-rounded backs. Hardy's also fast. He's also quick. But I think this is Lacy's superpower. Lacy has a ton of moves like this on tape. His feet are nasty. They're quick. He knows how to set guys up with these kind of moves. And Hardy had 25. Lacy had 23 rushes of 15 or more yards last season, which was fourth in the country. So he's also creating a lot of big explosive plays, and these kind of moves are rare. Another example. And to me, this play's kind of insane. It's almost like he teleports when he cuts here. Watch how quick he gets outside. He just covers ground extremely fast. Another nasty move, just the quickness and flexibility to be able to just stop straight on a dime like that. And right out of the cut, he's back downhill. No problem. And this just shows the elite speed. And I'm not sure what kind of 40 he's going to run. I'm sure it'll be impressive. But him going from here with three guys having an angle on him, I'm not sure very many running backs are able to score this. But he just takes off. Elite top end speed. We'll also look at the initial move he used to free himself. Again, just nasty, quick feet. Sets up the linebacker, no chance. And just takes off. Another example, no problem changing directions at full speed. A lot of running backs, when it's near the line of scrimmage and they have their feet under them and they're balanced, they can change direction well. But you'll see with a lot of runners, I think Nate Frazier is a good example of this from Georgia. When he's running full speed, he has a much harder time actually changing direction at that point. But with Lacy, he can be running full speed, still be able to plan and change the direction, which you'll see right here. Same play, just the end zone view. And just included a couple examples for Hardy, because I don't, like I said, I don't want you to get it twisted. It's not like he's slow-footed, can't move, just a power back. He's also got some good feet, good speed and agility. Nice open field move. And his next play is really impressive to me. What I just love about this play is how he was able to cut once and immediately cut again. Jump cuts, get outside, immediately plants again, cuts, and it turns his body basically a full 90 degrees. See that from here? His numbers are facing the end zone, full 90-degree turn, makes his guy miss, gets outside for a nice game. So, like I said, kind of a similar thing with the vision. Both of these backs are quick. They're both fast. They're both elusive. I would give the edge in terms of speed and agility to Kewan Lacy. I think that's his superpower. I don't think there's another back in his class that's going to be able to match him in terms of just pure explosiveness. Now, the last thing I wanted to show was just tackle breaking ability. These were two of the best tackle breakers in the country last season. Hardy broke 97 tackles, which was second in the country, and had a little over 1,100 yards after contact, which was first in the country. Lacy broke 89 tackles, which was right behind Hardy for third, and had a little over 1,000 yards rushing after contact, which was fourth in the country. So you've got two super elite tackle breakers, super elite yards after contact guys. So I just wanted to show a few quick examples because I think Hardy does most of his damage in this aspect with power, contact balance, and with Lacy, it's just like pure elusiveness. Just you can't really touch him. See here with Hardy, him being able to squeeze through these kinds of gaps. This really comes from his contact balance. He doesn't need a ton of space. Because he's so strong and his core is so good, he can squeeze through here, take contact, and just keep moving. Another example of his contact balance here. D-line doesn't get a good hit on him, but a lot of running backs just could knock them down, or even if it doesn't knock them down, it'll knock them off their path more. But Hardy's able to absorb this, and it's just like it never even happened. Another great example of his tackle breaking ability. Like, he's just super strong. You're not going to be able to arm tackle him. You're not going to be able to just push him over, just like throw your shoulder into him. You really got to wrap him up because the way he absorbs contact and maintains speed and balance through contact is the elite of the elite. You can see here he's never off balance. And then with Lacy, it's mostly, like I said, just pure elusiveness, agility, speed. It seems like, as you'll see on this play, another big home run from him. It seems like he's just moving too fast to be tackled a lot of times. Like, he's not running guys over. He's not running guys over. He's not necessarily stiff arming guys or using a ton of power, but guys are just like straight up whiffing because he's just moving so fast. So you got the edge, screaming off the edge, has to try and dive, can't get a good hit on him. This DB, same thing, has to try and dive, can't get near him. Just too quick, covers ground too fast. Same thing here, we'll look at it in slow motion, but he's just so quick and elusive. Guys are really only able to get their arms on him, and he's got enough power and in balance that just getting your arms on him aren't going to be enough. So that's it for this film session. These are my top 2 running backs. Haven't decided who's RB1 yet, but we got a whole season to decide that. I love Hardy. I think his superpowers are his size, his power, his vision. With Lacy, I think his superpowers are just straight up speed, agility, elusiveness. I think they're both elite, high-level running back prospects. Both super well-rounded, and I'm excited to see how each one performs this season. Let me know in the comments down below who you like better between the two, or if maybe neither one of these guys is your top 2. Maybe you like someone else more than them. Let me know. But thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.